on this computer. Okay, recording. Okay, Kun Tomek, we are starting our interview on tech2thai.com, Facebook Live. And today we have our guest, Kun Tomek Kos, who is the Managing Director of KOS company in Thailand. Kun Tomek is an expert on technology. We will discuss about the new normal for Thai businesses. So welcome to our program, Kun Tomek. Sawadee krap.
Sawadee krap. Thank you very much, Kun Nop. Thank you for having me here today. I'm delighted to be sharing my opinions about digital world, including effects from the pandemic aspect today.
Yes.
So as you mentioned, I'm founder of KOS Design. We are leading website design agency based here in Bangkok, but we deal both markets, domestic and international. We've been doing this for over 14 years and pretty much every industry, whether it is hospitality, banking, fashion, retail, e-commerce, all type of businesses pretty much. And over these years, we generated over 1 billion baht businesses, which is quite a number, I believe. We offer full of range of services, starting from branding, website design and development and e-commerce, which is our core business. And on top of that, all supportive services such as digital marketing, branding, hosting, IT solutions in general.
Yes.
So during these times, our team is fully committed and we are trying to help our clients as much as possible how to adapt, how to use our data that we have and how to lead them in this times.
So Kun Tomek, the point today, everyone in Thailand, not only in Thailand, around the world, we have been hit very badly by the virus COVID-19, the pandemic. And specifically to Thailand, now we have seen the second relaxation of the lockdown. I remember very well that Thai government started lockdown on March 22nd. So already almost a month, 2 months.
Correct.
After that. And now the second relaxation of this lockdown, meaning that shopping malls, department store are allowed to open for the last several days. So we hope this will continue to be better for all the businesses. But one thing is quite clear and obvious: it's not going back to the old normal anytime soon, and probably that might not be possible. So the highly likely scenario is the new normal. So I would like you to give us a perspective how businesses, not only in Thailand, around the world, will have to adapt to this new normality. Please.
Sure. So it's been widely discussed. Indeed, the times change, and this changes for good. And it's been widely discussed already how much such industries such as airlines or hospitality or events or retail in general been affected by this pandemic case. But from our perspective, I would rather focus on readiness and agility of the business. Let me put it this way: clearly, all businesses are affected, but those without strong online presence and inbound marketing are the ones that get hit the hardest. And so, let's imagine a retail shop, like as you said, at the moment, or business as B2B, a restaurant, any business really that rely on offline channels or on sales team that really only communicate without any of the channels that I mentioned. Those were in trouble, in fact, prior this outbreak already. But right now, so in short, all businesses are affected, but the ones without those channels, will be in a big trouble. And the reason is, so let's imagine there is a retail shop in a shopping mall, and the people now stay at home, at house, and they just simply have no access to your business. So that is one problem. Your business is already in trouble. And not only because you lose the sales, but also your existing and potential customers to your competitors. That is just more agile than you.
Mm-hmm.
And another group that is affected negatively with this pandemic is all businesses without practical automated internal tools to integrate your marketing, your sales, your operations. So anything, and the reason is anything that's driven by the people leads to weak link, which means possible human error. And also, we can't be romantic anymore about pen and paper. I mean, it's so much slower. All these tools, they can operate so much more, so much faster. There's a huge capability of expansions using those tools. Mm-hmm. And the major problem also that brands are facing is that they interact with consumers separately on each channel. Yes. And there is really nothing worse than customer has to discuss the same problem with different channels, whether it's Line or Facebook or emails, telling the same problem over and over again. Like, this customer is already frustrated. So my suggestion is to invest in setting a system that works for the whole sales and communication channels and make it work in the long run. And so the answer is really the digital transformation.
Yes, I think if you can talk more specifically on the restaurant and food sector first, and then we may go to the retail sector, or vice versa, up to you. So if I'm a restaurant owner, I have a chain of 5, 10 outlets at the malls, shopping malls, mm-hmm. Central, the mall, Emporium, whatever. What should I do to take advantage? Since the mall, the shopping center are now have reopened, but I'm not sure how long or how my business will be like after from now on. So how I adopt the digital strategy to remain competitive.
Definitely. So you should definitely provide the delivery. I mean, without that, it's an out of question. Your business is in huge trouble, and you just need to communicate with your clients in all the possible ways, whether it is websites, social media, every possible way. Mm-hmm. And when it comes to adaptation, one of my favorite examples, it's really not from the digital perspective, but I just read 2 days ago an example from Chicago where the restaurant, what they did, they were selling, it was a pizza shop, they were selling pizza slices, and they couldn't deliver them because their target were just footfall people, people would just walk by. So what they did, because they had the hot oven, the directors decided to use it to produce the plastic mask, the one that we use for hospitals. And
right?
Exactly, and they were selling them to the hospitals. So I mean, it's genius. It's just all their team, instead of, they didn't let anybody go, they didn't fire anyone, they just adapted them to use to build this product and just sell to the hospital. So now they have 2 businesses, especially after the opening. They have 2 options.
The festive also.
Right, indeed.
So you mentioned for restaurant business, first of all, make sure you start the delivery service. It's a must.
It's a must.
Because of this pandemic, people stay home and we're not sure, we don't have the vaccine yet, so we don't know how long this thing will go on. Secondly, you mentioned about the use of digital tools. How specifically they should start with in terms of if they are newcomer to technology?
So in my opinion, the best option would be if they could built a tool that allowed their customers to deliver the food online. So I could go to their website, select their food, and it will be delivered by them. And it's been already happening. One of my favorite restaurants, the Clean Food, I've been ordering the food this way even prior this outbreak, and they're very happy. They don't have the middleman, and they're still operating.
You need applications like GrabFood, Food Panda, and Get Food, those sort of things, or you can do it differently also.
You can do this from the website, a website that allows you to browse from desktop and from the mobile. So building an application, it's a huge investment. So not every business will be able to afford that. But the website, it's much simpler solution.
And how you connect with your potential customer then from your website?
So then you need to build your brand, your awareness, and it just social media through your website. If it's do best possible SEO, search engine optimization. So
and Facebook also.
In Facebook as well, absolutely. But so, for example, if you're looking for clean food in Bangkok,
yes,
best scenario is if you build a website and focus on using those keywords, clean food Bangkok or order clean food Bangkok.
SEO, search engine optimization.
That's right.
And then, delivery service, and then the website with SEO, social media, and then complement that with your physical store, with your physical outlets, which are now partially allowed to be open, right?
Right. So to recap, the best scenario is, in general, the business we can put into the three categories, three groups. One is the social media accounts like Facebook and Instagram, or second one is the marketplaces, not exactly applicable to the food, but still to any kind of retails. And then the third one is just having your own website or application. And so the best scenario is to just execute all of them. But that's not the case for all the time. So you might have seen recently, there have been Facebook group of university alumni, or like Chula Marketplace or Thammasat Phakran, I believe it's called. It's originally started from both SMEs and big corporations having less footfall. That's exactly the same problem. And due to lockdown, they wanted to create just community platform where they could just exchange the businesses. So the result, what is the result is you might get an attention to get close deals from the post, but you're competing against all other community there.
I see.
All other players from the group of your posts. So the problem is that your post will just disappear within a minute, right? Because there's such a flood of selling offers. That is the main problem. So the solution is here, the website. I mean, when you have the website, it's just you can control your content, control your brand and your online presence.
And the customer satisfaction, the quality.
Exactly.
So you mentioned Jula Marketplace and Thammasat Marketplace. That's additional choices for the food and other businesses that want to take advantage of the online platforms. Okay, I think and that will be useful for our audience who are in the food, in the restaurant businesses. And what about the fashion business, the costing, fashion, especially local brands in Thailand? We have many. What's your recommendation for them to?
As for the fashion, it's just to go completely online. This is what we did recently for one of the biggest fashion brand in Thailand.
Yes.
They were selling through all these channels like social media, Line, Facebook, but they didn't have their e-commerce. And we started the project even prior this outbreak.
Yes.
And originally we actually planned to launch it around these days, in the mid of May, the beginning of May. But because of this outbreak, it was so urgent to do. We put all our resources together to launch the site within 5 weeks, which is our new record, in fact. So
what's the name, Kun Tomek?
It's a Greyhound. And so they completely lost their channel to sell because again,
lockdown.
all the shops were closed because of the lockdown. So we are very proud of this project because we feel like we really helped the business to continue the growing. And it was amazing because we launched this at really late hours, 10, 11 p.m. And within 25 minutes, we got the first order. So that was extraordinary.
How does it work? Good, Tomek, please explain.
Sure. So e-commerce it's a platform and it's a website where you just go to the site.
You mean Greyhound? They use the name Greyhound, right?
It's
the
a Greyhound fashion.
Right?
It's not the restaurant. It's the fashion one, right?
Okay, the fashion one.
In fact, there are two brands. It's a Greyhound and Smiley Hound. So you just go to the website.
They start with the website, and then now the customer are attracted to the website.
Exactly. Right now, so the customers can go to the website. Again, they can browse through the products. They can filter, categorize them, search for particular product, and add product to the cart, check out, pay online, and the process is completed.
What about if they want to try the shirt or the blouse, the skirt? Is that a problem?
So there is a size guide on every website. It's a very graphical image that describes what is your height, and then based on that you choose what's the right fit. One of our latest clients, actually, because you mentioned food, one of our clients in the fish and seafood business, I've completely forgot about it, just experienced phenomenal growth during this COVID-19. The problem, as you already mentioned, all the fresh markets are closed. People avoid supermarkets, and the jump increase of online delivery was huge, 250, 300%. So that was really become the tool that could sell it. And it's very interesting because when they build the site, they just build it for their brand awareness and just to have another sales channel. But they never thought that it could be their safe business tool and could be such a growth. Nobody expected this COVID is going to happen. So, and the examples are just do not have a limit in terms of the retail or beverages, even B2B businesses. I mean, we have one client that sells huge machinery equipment worth like millions of bahts, and they still are being able to sell online.
So then it's a B2B.
It's a B2B. And this also relates to those tools that I mentioned earlier. This is another example, another B2B we're building for Japanese corporations with over 100,000 of SKUs. They have all these tools that complete the whole process from the very start to the closing the deal. B2B sales is obviously different.
Yes.
They have this option where they can request for the quotation, so they can add the products to the quotation module. The quotation is being sent to the sales team. The negotiation process is being dealt there. After addition, the pricing, the quotation is being sent back to the customer. When the deal is confirmed, clients can, from one link being sent to the checkout process is completed. So all the emails communication, calls is avoided.
And they for B2B, they also start with website, right? To do that.
Absolutely.
And what are the additional tools that you put into those websites to help facilitate? Like you said, so building materials, for example, if you're doing B2B business on building materials, how the website and the additional tools can facilitate the online business?
So there are many ways to improve your sales in e-commerce websites. One of the factors is to build a trust. Again, depends on what kind of business it is. So for example, if you're selling fashion or services like cosmetics, cosmetic products, very important factor is to build a trust. So we should have definitely reviews and testimonials on an e-commerce website. When it comes to the B2B, the website must be plain and simple. There's only one purpose to go to that website, just to find the product they're looking for and add to cart or add to quotation, check out.
I see. So I guess SEO also very important in terms of B2B, because people will search on the Google, the keyword, right? And
exactly.
Then, so how you optimize SEO for your clients?
Sure. So there are few factors to do SEO. Usually I use separate SEO in two ways. One is what we call SEO offsite. And these are all the factors while you build a website. It's SEO on-site, I'm sorry. So these are the standards of your code, how the website is developed, how it's coded.
Yes.
Speed optimization, extremely important factor for Google. Another factor is optimizing the meta titles, meta descriptions, your headings on a website.
Yes.
There are certain ways to put the right keyword in the right place. And then mobile, extremely important. Nowadays, Google, it's what we call mobile first. Google look at the mobile optimization first and then desktop. So the mobile is extremely important part.
I see. So
and the second part is SEO, what we call SEO offsite. And then this is ongoing process, what we do after the website is built, which is content delivery, blogging, your digital marketing, social media right now, link build from other sites to link to your website. And this should be done on a daily or weekly basis.
You mentioned blogging. What else? What's the next one? Oh, the bloggers to help your business, right?
I'm sorry, which one?
The
blogging, right?
Blogging.
Blogging, digital marketing, social marketing. So you're setting up your all channels and connecting them to the websites. Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, writing articles. So this is a content writing, not only blogging on your website, but writing article on LinkedIn, probably.
Yeah.
One of the options, and then link it back to your website. This is a link build strategy, what we call. Those are one of the most important factors. And then keep making sure that your website operates fast. The content is always valid. These are the main factors.
So you need content provider for your products or services. For example, on LinkedIn, that can be integrated with your website, something like that.
You can do this yourself, but if you don't have that capabilities, it's best scenario is to hire a copywriter. And also another part, which is, I mentioned about speed, and that also relates to the hosting solutions. This is something we provide for pretty much 90% of our clients, making sure that the server specification is right, it's secure. Hosting infrastructure in general, making sure that the website loads fast from all the targets. So we use, for example, one of the solutions called CDN, Content Delivery Network.
Yes.
Which is quite fascinating, because what it does is, imagine if you have a product and you sell it worldwide. So even though we usually host in Singapore, even though you host it in Singapore, but we distribute the data on the servers around the world. So let's say you have a client visited your website from Manchester. That client is not loading the data from Singapore, but it's loading from the closest server to their location, which is London in this case.
So I guess you are helping both B2C, B2B, and even B2B2C, right? All kind of businesses.
That's correct.
Yeah, have to adapt to the new technology for the new normal. From your experience over the past 2 months, which businesses are the most likely to approach your company for services for help? And look forward, looking which sector are going to be the most busy for this?
So it's definitely e-commerce. We've noticed a huge increase in terms of leads and inquiries we get for e-commerce type of projects. And this is interesting. I just read recently from Salesforce Shopping Index latest research. The data shows that e-commerce in general increased 20% compared to 12% from the first quarter of 2019, which is a huge jump. It's even more if we compare to the best holiday period sales in the world. So it's quite fascinating. So in general, it's e-commerce, pretty much every industry. We are getting e-commerce requests from B2B, industrial, bolts, machineries, or B2C, fashion, furnitures, food, or wines, like any kind of products.
And the second factor you mentioned, according to our conversation, is obviously many people, they stay home, they have more time over the past couple months. So they browse online information much more frequently. They spend more time online. So in that case, it's obviously supporting what you said, the e-commerce thing.
That's right.
Make it important for B2B, B2C businesses to expand their reach, including content, like you mentioned about the bloggers, the articles for LinkedIn, etc. So I guess that the second factor, and the next question would be how they're going to integrate their offline and their online business. The offline is only partially open as of now. So looking forward in the next few months, how this thing will pan out from your point of view.
I see.
Online and offline, yeah.
All right, so what we need to offer during this time is convenience, reliability, and speed. Convenience means information. Information must be accessible. And what I mean by that is, now they stay at home, can they look up for your service or your company name in Google? And when they find you, can they find the information they're looking for? Is your contact details available there? Is the structure of your website clear? For example, navigation, is it too complex? It refers to web usability. So that's one part. The reliability, it's when you already have a website, is it safe to open the site? Is it vulnerable to the phishing attack or scamming attacks, which in fact, recently, there's a huge increase of scamming and phishing attacks. It's just yesterday, I read an article that EasyJet has been hacked. 9 million of customers' data has been disclosed. So it's huge. And in fact, we had even our own, we have many times the case with our leads. A few months ago, one of our clients contacted us, which is a big financial investment company. And the first thing we do when they approach to us, we ask them whether it's the new website or it's a redesign the current website. That was the case. So what we do, we do the due diligence. We launch their website and analyze what the problems are, even before they tell us what the problems are internally. And what we notice, I loaded the website and I've been redirected to the site, how to get girls in 15 minutes or how to get girls in general, which was absolutely disaster for such business, right? Yeah. I mean, the client they didn't even have a chance to say hello to this client. The lead is completely lost.
So it's very bad publicity.
Indeed, right? So who would trust to invest in a company who cannot even operate simple things like website? And so again, does your website look credible? Is it updated? I would recommend again to having customer reviews or testimonials to increase that trust factor on the website. And the website should give the information to the client that they need, and it needs to be delivered fast. What we do right now, when we visit the website, we literally scan it, and within few seconds, we need to understand where am I, which website I landed in, what this company does, and can I trust them? So another factor here is the speed. I mean, it also affects trustworthiness. Another thing, it's also one of the most important factors for SEO, like whether your website is fast or not.
Yeah.
And also speed from the other side. Are you fast to respond? Or we notice sometimes clients have on an inquiry form, we will get back to you 48 hours or 2 business days. That's not enough. We should get back to you instantly. So the time is extremely important. And my suggestion is to relook from within, analyze your tools that you use, and just plan at your scale. So, and there's so many tools available on the market that really help us to analyze who our customers are, what they like, what they dislike, what problems they face. One of the most popular one is Google Analytics.
Yes.
We implement this for every website we build for our clients. And this will help you understand again who your clients are, what's their demographic, how old they are, which pages they like, which content they like on your website, how did they find you, which keyword they used to reach to your website. So that is a very, very valuable data. But if you want to up your game, there are other tools to analyze your customer behavior, even, which is fascinating. We can literally record every customer session on a website. So imagine you are watching a video with mouse movements of your customer browsing your website, or if it's a mobile, any tap or finger movements, which really allows you to understand where's the bottleneck, where's the problem in your website. One of the biggest challenge we faced once, this is my favorite example, we had this SaaS service company. They approached to us. They already had operating website, but the conversion wasn't as great as they expected. There was a simple form to sign up for the service where you just filled your first name, surname, email, and password, and promotion code. So we analyzed this, we installed this tool, and then we learned that people fill the first name, surname, email, but when it comes to the promo items, it's just stopped. So what we learned is people started to go out of the site. They went to the Google and they were searching for promo discount for this service. And many times they never return if they didn't find it. So what we did, we removed that promo discount code input, conversion gets 60% up.
I see. So the devil is in the details.
Devil is in the details.
Yeah,
that's
you have
correct.
to get it right to keep customer happy and satisfied. So overall, if companies, enterprises, small and medium enterprises, they cannot do it in-house, then they need outside expert help, people like you, and your company is doing that.
That's correct. And we are always happy to help.
And your expertise, I understand, would be about the websites, the SEO, social media platform, and overall integration of the process to go digital, to go online during this time. And if you don't do it this time now, probably you won't have another chance, right?
Indeed.
Reminder in history, this pandemic. So I guess you would suggest every businesses to consider online at least to the biggest extent possible for them, right?
That's correct. That's correct.
And ABC 1, 2, 3, how they should start if they are newcomer, they have no idea at all about. this kind of thing?
So first we need to analyze the problem on the goals. First we need to see what do we want to get. So establishing the goals, understanding our target audience is research in general. So then hire the right vendor. That really will help you to find that insight, how to really get out there in this noisy digital world. And again, try to understand your target audience, what your nationality are. Look around what they like, what they dislike. It's equally important. And what are their positions? What's their interest? What's their focus? Are they tech savvy or is it conservative? So we build completely different website that is when it's related to different target. So for example, last year we built a website for bank in Myanmar. Yes. And that's how we had to start it. Their target audience, their infrastructure even, because it's Myanmar, the speed load there, it's not as fast as we wish it would be. So we had to build a website that is super optimized in terms of the load speed. And factor number 2, their target audience are 90% mobile oriented. So we had to build a website that is perfectly built for the mobile users. It has to be fully responsive. So that's how we start before we start. That's how we start with this discovery session with our clients. Again, we discover the problems, target audience, and based on that, we start with the design process. What's the UX UI? What's the journey should be like? What very important questions? How do we want the client leave the website with? What the action we want them to leave the website with? Whether it is book now, book the room if it's a hotel, if it's buy the product, checkout process, if it's e-commerce, or buy the service, get inquiry now, things like that. So those are all very important questions before you start your website project.
So Kun Tomek, last but not least, please give advice to businesses in Thailand and other countries. What does the new normal mean to them, in your opinion?
My main advice would be just to recap your all strategies, your all channels. How do you reach out to your clients, your internal tools? What tools do you use to communicate with them? How do you manage the operations? And connect them all together. And yes, I believe that's the best advice I could give right now.
And don't forget about the speed, the reliability, and the customer satisfaction.
Indeed, extremely important.
Like you mentioned earlier. So we hope to talk to you again, Kun Tomek, about the new normal for Thai businesses. So today we out of time, and we have to thank you, Kun Tomek, the KOS, who is running KOS company, a specialist in website design and online consultancy. So thank you again, Kun Tomek, for joining our program. Bye-bye.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Delighted to share my stories to you and your followers. I'm very helpful. If there's anything I can help to set up your website or promote your business, feel free to contact me at kos.co.th. I'm very happy to help.
And not only for us, but any of our audience who would like to take advantage of your expertise on the technology. Bye-bye again.
Thank you once more. Bye-bye.
Yep. Bye.
Appreciate it.